Buongiorno, questa settimana siamo a Bologna. This weekend we are in Bologna, which is our very favorite city to visit, and we are so excited to bring you along as we explore some of our old favorites that we haven't been since COVID started, and to introduce us and you to some new places we've never been before.
Prego.
Andiamo?
Andiamo.
Andiamo.
Welcome to The Right Life. We're Catherine and Edward, a married couple based in London with a passion for travel and experiencing the world together. On our channel, we share our adventures from uncovering hidden gems to learning about new cultures and discovering amazing historical sites. Join us as we explore the world. After a scenic flight, we were finally in Italy.
Well, we're at our sort of weird apartment complex, and we just got in, and here we are. There she is. Mama Sarah. Nice little kitchenette. Yes. 4-ring burner, none of which will get used. Sofa. Smallest TV on earth.
Very small TV, but look. There's a book here. 1001 Things to See in Bologna.
Oh.
It's all in Italian.
Well, good thing you speak Italian then, isn't it? Squeaky floors, all been cleaned. It's like multiple choice with the lights. It could be anything. That's alright. Happy with that. Nice big room.
No view.
View of the skips. Shower, toilet, and somewhere to clean your boots.
And
what have we got here? It's his second bedroom. Oh no, it's a washing machine. Oh, that's good news. Let's have an accident.
Because you have so many.
I'm so happy to be back in Bologna.
Oh my gosh. I cannot even tell you.
It's one of my favourite Italian cities / towns / places to visit.
Places in the world.
So we've just landed, and it's taken us about 25 minutes to get from the airport to here. It's about 7:30 in the evening on a Friday. So we're going to go out for an explore, I think.
We ended up at one of our favorite restaurants for dinner and didn't film much. Instead, we reminisced. My first trip to Bologna was in 2003, and I was instantly smitten. Then, in 2012, we went to Italy together for the first time and started the trip in Bologna. This is when our love affair with the city really began. After wandering through the historic Mercato delle Erbe, we headed to the train station. We're going to Parma. As much as we love Bologna, one of the reasons we love it is because of all the great day trips you can do. And so today we're going to Parma, which is a very old city in Italy. Are we already moving?
Yeah.
For some reason I thought we were leaving at 11:15.
11:05.
Oh my gosh.
I'm excited, yeah. It's pretty straightforward because Bologna's quite a big train station. We just bought the tickets. There's probably a train to Parma every sort of 10 minutes. We just missed one which would have cost €16. The next one was 24, so it's €12 each. It's not bad really. So just made it to Parma. About an hour and 10 minutes, not too bad. It's the station. Our intrepid explorer searches for the archaeological museum. You're going to feel stupid in a minute when they go, no, it's over the other side. After a bit of to and froing, we found out that this is the way to the art gallery, and we bought a joint ticket which was €12 each, and we're coming back to do the archaeological tour in about an hour, but to be honest it's only 2 rooms. My favourite thing, steps. So this is the entrance to the theatre. Wow, Some proper timber work up there. Oh my god, this is amazing. How has he never come here before? Oh my words. It's like a mini coliseum. All in timber. That was worth €12 just to see this all on its own.
This is known as the Farnese Theatre, and it was built in 1618. It was built very quickly using lightweight materials. And it was built because Brunchio I, Farnese, he wanted to welcome Cosimo de' Medici to the city and show off what they have here. So this theatre was built for the Medici, to impress the Medici, who of course were the ruling family in Florence, but you already know that, so you don't need me to tell you. Well, Cosimo was on his way to Milan, so this was just a pit stop on the way.
Oh, you can, you found the entrance. Oh, this is all the behind the scenes.
Wow.
Oh, it's cool, isn't it?
This is so cool.
Oh, you can't go up on the stage. Look at that. Massive stage, isn't it?
It's huge. I can't actually see it. Do you think Cosimo liked it? Was he impressed? Do we know?
Probably goes, I want one of them. Go and build me one.
Oh, it's the toilets.
The most risque toilets I've ever seen.
In the museum.
All bathed in red. All bathed in red light.
The Archaeology Museum was closed, but we joined a small group viewing that gave us a behind-the-scenes peek at the newly renovated rooms.
This is all that's in the Archaeological Museum at the moment. Because the rest of it's being renovated. That's not a cuppa for a carpenter. And a little small Egyptian wing in the museum. This is very cool. I've got this camera doesn't probably pick it up that well, but very vibrant colours. Some weird sort of cat thing.
I think it is a cat. So that would be, what's a good name for a cat? Is that Snowball 1?
Snowball 1.
There's no explanations for anything here. Like literally.
Well, I think it's just being sort of redone. And they've pumped it all into a room to...
It looks good. This is a nativity scene. They're not sure who made it. I do think it's late 15th century, but I do think it's kind of interesting that Jesus is gone.
Isn't it an amazing view? Just a courtyard. This is Tavoli de Muro. I'm more interested in the table that sits beneath it with the goatee, the goatee legs. Whatever floats your boat, I suppose. Oh, it's my favourite type of art, the God-bothering kind. And don't get me wrong, it's very impressive, but it's very, I mean, it's painted 600 years old. But it's just so depressing. What's that? High praise. This one's quite good.
Oh no, it's a little bit different because look at how the fabric is draped over baby Jesus and he's actually kind of asleep, so it's foreshadowing about what's going to happen.
Yeah, it's Leonardo da Vinci though.
It is Da Vinci.
So he's the man, isn't he?
Is he?
He was the man.
He was the man.
Polymath or whatever it was.
Right. As happy as I am to be here, it has been a long day. It's been a long week, so I'm a little bit more tired than I wish I were.
It's a big place, isn't it?
It's much bigger than I thought it was going to be.
I mean, for €12, I mean, probably spent a couple of hours in there, haven't we?
I think by the time we leave,
I thought that was like someone having a cigarette, but it's not. It's just a poorly placed earring.
that was a crazy hat.
Yeah, I quite like this picture. It's obviously Mount Vesuvius erupting, and the way they've done the chiaroscuro is excellent. Every time in our earlier videos when Catherine was saying, and Edward's not with me at the moment because he's not feeling very well, what that was code for was Ed was back at the apartment with a massive splitting headache and feeling like something's going wrong in his eyeball. And anyway, after finally going to see the optician, it turns out that I needed glasses. Getting old. But at least I could see stuff now, so...
Is it easier to appreciate what you're looking at?
It is, but now I've got to go and see all the bloody art galleries I've been to for the last 3 years and re-look at everything.
Okay.
But no, I mean, it's quite handy when I was in the Louvre a couple of weeks ago because I could actually see the Mona Lisa from the other side of the room rather than just like a blur. And it really is worrying though, because you sort of go through your whole life thinking, yeah, my eyesight's pretty good. And then one day the optician puts your glasses on and you go, oh my God, it's like, you know, HD TV is wasted on me. But anyway, hey ho, I can see things now. I don't get the headaches. Let's enjoy the wonderful... What is this? I don't even know what it is.
These are capitals.
Capitals.
From pillars. Library.
And I think they let you take books out here.
That's not fair.
And I think they've got the latest Michael Connolly book to come out.
Darling, do you think that this would be enough space for all of our books?
All of your books, maybe. All of my books.
Do I have a problem?
You have a massive problem.
We then visited another old favorite for lunch.
Meat on a plate.
Meat on a plate.
No parcels.
What do you think of Parma?
I like Parma, yeah. I really like this part of Italy. It's a bit industrial, but Parma's a lovely little city. Just had a really nice lunch, bottle of red.
Worth the wait.
So we're in the kind of the heart of Parma now. Yeah, like I said, I love coming to this part of Italy. It's you know, it's pretty reasonable cost-wise.
And it's not very far on the plane, which is nice.
No, and then between sort of, you know, Bologna and Parma is about an hour, and obviously, you know, you got Modena. Milan's only another hour from here, and it's pretty cheap. So we've just come here for the weekends, but you can easily make a week out of it, no problem.
Oh yes, mud here.
Exactly. Eat like a king.
Yep.
Catherine's getting some in-depth study into the Parma ham that they sell here.
Soon, it was time to head back to Bologna.
Are you excited to be back here?
I like this restaurant. It's super busy, but I suppose Saturday night.
This means it's good.
Well, I don't know what the food's like. I've been here for about 4 years, so it might be good. It might be. The last trip down memory lane in Parma, it was a good meal. So hopefully lightning strikes twice.
After dinner, we wandered to Piazza Major. This was the weekend of the Bologna Marathon, which was dedicated to the memory of the singer Lucio Dalla, who was born in Bologna. The piazza was full of groups singing his songs. If you don't run into a tribute to a famous singer during an evening out in Bologna, we'd suggest visiting Osteria del Sole, which opened in 1465. Here's some footage from a trip we took in 2017.
So it's very dark in here now. We've only just got in here at the last minute. Just about to see Catherine drinking her wine.
My €2 wine.
How is your €2 wine? Is it good?
Molto bene.
Molto bene.
It's a Chianti.
It's a Chianti. Prego.
The next morning, we thought we'd visit Neptune's fountain on our way to breakfast, but the piazza was heaving with the marathon. Instead, we watched some of the runners cross the finish line before looking for breakfast.
We are starting the day with un cappuccino, and with, it looks like a croissant, but is in fact called a cornetto in Italy, and this is pistachio. This stop in Bologna is a new one to us, and it's Santa Maria della Vita, which has one of the most underrated and stunning sculptures from the early Renaissance. Let's go. Behind me is Niccolo del Arco's Lamentation of Christ, made out of terracotta and was created in 1463. It's considered one of the greatest works of the Renaissance because of the raw emotion on everyone's faces. From the left, we have Nicodemus holding the hammer and wrench he used to take Christ off the cross. Then Mary Salome, one of the three Marys who found Jesus' empty tomb, followed by Jesus' mother, the Madonna. The Apostle John is in the back. Mary of Clopas, who was present at the crucifixion and brought funeral supplies with her. And lastly, Mary Magdalene, in the most dramatic pose of all. The life-size figures are gathered around the body of Christ. It's as if this isn't a terracotta sculpture, but a play, and all of the characters are mid-motion. The rest of the small cathedral is dripping in Baroque decorations and definitely worth exploring. One of our tricks when traveling to be able to read things that have not been translated into English is actually to use the Google Translate app. You simply pull up the app like this, and then you, the camera, you can even hold it like this, give it a second, and it's not perfect, but it's enough to make whatever you're reading understandable. Using the Translate app, I can tell you that these are called Ephebo frugua, and they were made between 420 and 400 BC, and they were found in 1933, following a burglary for the painting of a vineyard on the Fruga farm. It's interesting in that I guess they're redoing it slowly, but this is very much probably how this museum looked about 100 years ago. A very sweet dozen drug us into this room because we wanted to make sure we did not miss these fantastic mosaics.
Now that's a cup of a carpenter.
This museum is definitely worth visiting. Make sure you don't miss out on the objects that came from the ruins under the library, this tiny 4th century Hercules, or a vast amount of ancient grave goods.
Right, so behind me are the last towers in Bologna. The two of them. One of them is about 100 metres high. The other one is considerably shorter. They were built between 1250 to 1350. Back then, there were hundreds of those towers in Bologna, and no one really knows quite why they built lots of towers. But the theory is that they were used as sort of defensive positions for the various different noble families during a time of political turmoil and strife. So there were quite a lot of them back in the day, and then they started to become unsafe, and over a number of years they demolished them, and these are the two that are left in the city. But you've got to imagine this whole city had like 100 of them, but they're all gone now apart from these two, and that's it.
How many steps to the top?
I'm not sure. I'm not going to test it out.
I counted each step as I climbed to the top in 2003.
I'm sure a little thing in the corner will go ping and tell me how many there are. Some sort of police thing going on, so I'm going to knock it on the head now.
There are 10 miles worth of porticos in Bologna city center, and if you count water Bologna, there are 34, which means if you're here when it's really hot, you could be in the shade all day. We were going to introduce you to one of Bologna's best kept secrets, but I've got a feeling that is not a secret anymore. What used to be a hidden canal that you could only actually see from where we're standing or from these houses. And across the street, there is actually a little window.
It's hidden, so you wouldn't know it was there, but there's a hole in the wall.
Called the Finestrello.
For lunch, we headed to Tamburini, which opened in 1932.
Worth the wait.
10 years ago, it was just a school dinner type thing. Now it's like a proper restaurant.
Crazy, huh? That's right. We can window shop as we wait. So what do we have here?
We've got Parma ham, regular ham, salami, pecorino, some apple, and I'm not sure what this is.
Mozzarella.
That or something like that.
This meal looked almost exactly like the one we had here in 2016.
Was it good?
It's very nice, yeah. Very filling.
Yeah. Do you need some gelato?
No, I need a lie down for 2 hours in the sun.
All right, let's go.
Yeah, I'm super tired, but I've had a wonderful weekend.
Busy weekend.
Busy weekend. Kind of don't want to go home, but do want to go home at the same time, you know?
You just want a really nice nap, don't you? Like a nice sleep.
Yeah, I think that's the issue. Like our flights, it's not super late, but it's in the evening on 7:20, so you kind of got to be on your way by 4:30. So it gives you a long sort of Sunday, you know, to do stuff. And we've gone around the archaeological museum, we've been in the church and looked at some Renaissance art, and walked around the square and had a nice lunch and all that. So you do get a good day out of it, but obviously you don't have that benefit of having a room, so you can't, like, you know, not that I want to sit down or anything like that, but you kind of, you know, you're stuck. You can't, you know, you can't sit down, you can't take your shoes off. My feet are killing me. I've done about 40,000 steps this weekend, which is
A lot.
pretty good, especially as I was in bed all last week with norovirus, so it's what it is. But cappuccino's lovely.
It is good.
I feel like you're sort of, I mean, it's €1.50 for a cappuccino. You almost want to say you can double the price, mate, no problem, but I suppose all the locals will get the ump. It's not like cappuccinos back home either, because one, they know what they're doing, and it's a little bit more milkier. It's like halfway between a cappuccino that you get in England and a latte. It feels very rich. So you must have a different process or something, or different. Maybe they're using a different type of milk or something. I don't know.
On this trip, the marathon really took over the entirety of Piazza Mayor, but we did film here in 2018 when it was a little less crowded.
Hello from Bologna. I'm sitting in front of the church steps. Unfortunately, I bought Catherine a photography course for Christmas, and now she's just ignoring me. She's on the camera all the time. There's something going on today in the square. We're not quite sure what it is.
I think it's
Quite busy.
something against children with cancer. Or I hope children with cancer.
That's funny, boy.
No, because who's for children with cancer?
No one's
So it can't be.
for
It
having
can't be against it. I think the sign over there said that più forte, the more strong we are, the better we can fight it. So.
Oh, anyway, we're not doing a bit for Comedy Central, so I'll just do a quick pan of the square. That's it. Sorry, my hand got into shot.
Perhaps our favorite visit to Bologna was in 2019 for New Year's Eve. Every year, the art school students build an effigy of an old man, which is set alight at midnight. All too soon, we boarded the plane and headed back to London. We really hope you enjoyed visiting Bologna with us. If you did, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave us a comment below. There are more adventures to come.
We have seen part of the museum and just have to walk back to get to where we're going to do our archaeological museum tour. And I'm the only one in the theater. I have this incredible space all to myself.
Buongiorno, questo
Oh, they're still built. Someone's just taking their horse out for a walk.